Okay, so you're going to create what we call a bridle joint, where you're going to join these two pieces together. So one of the pieces will join onto the other in the middle. So this piece, we're going to find the centre. So just measure it, find the centre, draw yourself a nice straight line with your tri-square. And then, of course, from all the other joints that we've been doing, we know that the width of the pieces is 44 millimeters. So we're measuring 22 on either side. And then with your tri-square, you're going to draw your line and take that all the way around. Until it looks like that. Now this section here, you're going to split into 3 equal parts. So we're measuring it, it's 20 millimeters. So you're going to have to do this at 6.5 millimeters from each side. So it's quite an accurate measurement. So 6.5. We're also going to set our marking gauge to 6.5 millimeters. Again, make sure it's really accurate. And then you're going to use your marking gauge to just carve out a line. So there you can see that we've split that into 3 pretty equal sections. And once you've done that, obviously you're going to take your pencil as well and just draw over those lines so that you can see them a little bit better. You are going to have to take the material away from each side, so you need to know where you're going to stop cutting. And as with the other woodworking joints that we've done, if you just shade out the parts that you are going to be taking away, it makes it a little bit easier to remember which bits are going to be cut and which aren't. So you're taking that section off and this section off, so you're going to be chiseling that away at some point. Now the other end is going to be like a fork. It's sort of going to slide over the other one. So we've just used that piece to measure the width, and then with the tri-square, mark it out all the way around. And again, you're going to do the same thing with this, in that you're going to split it into 3 equal sections. So you're going to use your marking gauge again and run it across both sides and the top as well. Make sure you're keeping it nice and steady. So we're doing the top as well on this one. And then just like the other one, you're going to go over your lines with a pencil. Now this one's going to be different in that you are taking away the middle section. So on the other piece, you're going to be taking the 2 outer sections away. But with this piece, you're going to be taking the middle section away so that it fits into the other piece. So remember to also go over the top lines that you've done with the pencil as well. And then just shade that middle section in so that you know which part you're actually cutting out. Okay. Now with your tenon saw, really nice and straight, work on the inside of the line. So remember, you're cutting that middle section away. So anywhere that you cut in there is fine, but try not to cut into the piece that you are leaving intact. So cut on the inside of that line, keep your saw nice and straight, and you're going to go saw all the way down to the line that you've marked on each side, like so. Now that middle section you're not going to be able to cut out with a tenon saw, so you're going to have to get a coping saw in there just so that you can take that piece away. So your coping saw's got a really thin blade, so it'll be able to get in there, and you'll be able to twist it a little bit to sort of turn a corner like that. You'll just have to go in again and just shave any parts down that are not level. Then with your corresponding piece, you're going to do just the same thing that you did with the cross halving joint. So the bit that you're going to chisel away, you're going to go down the length, making cuts so that it becomes easier to chisel. And then when you've finished doing that, it should look something like that. So you've cut into it at intervals on each side, but remember you're not taking that middle section away, so you've got to leave that intact. Then with your chisel, taking those bits out, make sure that you're pointing your chisel upwards. Okay, so you're kind of pointing it more towards the ceiling than you are the floor, because obviously if you slip and you're pointing it down, it's going to go into the jaws of the vise and it's going to blunt your blade. So just make sure that you're kind of pointing it up a little bit as you're taking these pieces out. Now it's really important that you turn your wood around as well, because inevitably you are going to go deeper on one side than you are the other. So keep switching it over, switching it around so that you get a nice sort of level centerpiece. If you find that difficult, you can always use a wooden mallet to sort of strike the chisel in at the side. You can see I'm sort of lifting it up as I'm going along. Be careful with the mallet though, because you don't want to mess it up and go in too deep. And test it. So sort of put them together, see if they fit together. You want a nice tight fit. If it doesn't, then you're going to have to take some more away. So put it back in the vise, chisel it a little bit more. Just working at taking a few millimeters away at a time, because if you're not careful you're going to take too much away and it'll be too loose. So you want it to be a really tight fit. And there we go. So it should fit like that. Should go together and it should stay together without you having to hold them together. So there we go, that is a bridle joint.